Fellas, what's up? It's Co-Trainer. My name is Cole, and I wanted to talk about Ninja Spinner. That's going to be coming out in Japan on March 13th, and also talk about the business and the chances of it failing, and what I'm going to do to prevent that, and we'll get into that in this video. Alright guys, I got PokeBeach pulled up to kind of read over the article that came out a couple weeks ago, and just kind of talk about a new set coming out. It's crazy that Nihil Zero came out not long ago at all, and here we are with a new set coming out very quickly. That's something that I'll have to get used to, is the new sets that come out, and being up to date on the dates they come out, when it's all getting released. So as I said, it's going to be released on March 13th of 2026, and we're looking at roughly 83 cards in the main set and 35 to 40 secret rares, so somewhere around 120 cards in the set. And that this is kind of feature the just the current Legends EA Mega Evolution game, and not really get into the Mega Dimension DLC. This set in English is going to be Chaos Rising. That should be coming out in May 22nd of 2026. So we'll see when all that starts being released, and we still got a few weeks till Perfect Order comes out in the US. Just the other day we had Ascended Heroes. It's crazy that came out too, since we've started this channel. But we're looking at that being released, Perfect Order, in March on the 27th. So here's just a few cards that are in the set, from Chespin and Chestnut, and we have the Fire and Water starters from I know they were from the Black and White era. Let's see, and that's really kind of it as far as Ninja Spinner goes. But I wanted to kind of keep you guys up to date, and let you know when everything is going to be released. And we still got, it looks like we got Abyss Eye coming out, and Storm Emeralda, probably mispronounced that, and then the Celebration collection to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the trading card game. Let's get down to business. All right, hold on, let me get my, all right guys, we'll come back in. All right, so I was doing some research on the business and why it can fail, and the chances are not in my favor. I was thinking about it, just watching some videos on people talking about Pokemon, talking about side hustles, talking about selling trading card games on the side or for a living, and people talking about just selling like bulk and just selling the cards themselves, and all that really does pique my interest. And ultimately the idea is to get product at a certain cost, no matter what it is. The idea for any business really that's reselling is to buy it at a certain cost and then resell it for a higher cost. So then there's some margin to make profit. And that, to me right now, obviously, because I'm just starting out, I haven't even bought anything. It sounds easy, right? Especially while Pokemon's booming. It seems easy to just buy stuff at cheaper price and then resell it for higher because people are willing to pay that. Well, what happens when things go back down to MSRP? What happens whenever it is difficult to resell product and make profit, any profit? I'm going to assume that's why there's not a lot of people who get into reselling cards and selling trading card games. I'm going to assume that's why that not every city, not every town has an LGS. That's what I'm assuming, and my assumption could be incorrect. I know there's not one here in my hometown, so maybe that's telling me something, that it doesn't work. And I was watching a video just a second ago, and they were saying you're not going to be the next Pokey. And the thing that I have to say about that is, yes, I am doing my very best to mimic what he's done because it worked for him. So I'm just a sheep chasing right along on his tail. But at the same time, I'm not trying to beat Pokey in making millions of dollars a year in sales right now. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of the mix-up, and when people get caught up in the hype and making these videos, I'm going to tell you that making these videos has definitely 100% made me slow down. I would recommend to anybody who is thinking about, collecting and wanting to get in the community and just kind of put their thoughts to the test and just, see how people react to them. Start making some content, because it's helped me, level out any ideas that I'm having, put it out there, and see if anything sticks, and also just get my brain moving towards any possibility that could happen in this business. And I wanted to kind of just really start considering the fact of this actually working out and not getting burnout, because I can tell you it's not the easiest getting up at 5:30 in the morning to come and make these videos. It's not easy. I don't know how sustainable that is. Right now I'm on fire for it, like gung ho, and what happens in 6 to 12 months, whenever the fire is starting to kind of fade a little bit, what happens then? And I'm here to tell you, like, I'm gonna do what I can to figure that out, because I don't know that experience yet. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys, oh, it ain't gonna matter, I'm here for like the long haul and all that kind of stuff. Like, this is gonna be the hardest thing that I've ever done. And besides trying to raise a family, that is a lot of pressure. But I can already tell you that if I was going to get in this and get burned, there would be product right behind me right now on a credit card. And that would be me just hopping straight in head first. I see there's money and I'm going to make it. I'm realizing really quick that just building a brand to the YouTube community, to the PokeTubers, building a brand in the Pokemon space is what I'm essentially after. Yes, I'm trying to sell product, but in the end of the day, I'm trying to sell myself. And I just felt like in my life I needed to work on that. Work on really selling myself, because I am very hard on myself and have been for most of my life and through being a kid. You know, I was the kid who was, you know, sort of good at sports, and whenever I didn't perform well, I was very hard on myself, and you know, to a point where like I could bring myself to tears because I was so mad at my performance and that I let everybody else down. And you know, that also taught me that I have a drive for anything that I get into. You know, playing, while I'm no, you know, I'm no professional athlete, if there was something that sports, and I'm sure a lot of you who are watching this who did play a little bit of sports or played sports their whole life up until they became an adult and had to get a job. And that sucks, by the way, because once you get out, man, it's hard to get back into playing again. I'm playing basketball, and it's hard on your body. It is so hard on your body. And, you know, I think that sports taught me that I'm not a quitter. I don't just hang it up because somebody said I'm not good enough and I didn't play, or I didn't, you know, get a chance to make the team. If that's taught me anything, that's what's carrying over into business. And, you know, I'm starting to realize how I need to feed off of the comments that I get or the videos I see that tell you that it's not going to work. And feeding off of those, using that as fuel, because I'm getting them. It's, you know, putting content out there, you're putting yourself out there, and you're getting those comments, and you're lying to yourself if you think all your comments are going to be good comments. You know, and just getting into not quitting, because 90% of businesses aren't going to make it, and you have to have a long time. I'm not even just talking the next year, next 5 years. I'm talking 10 years doing this and more. Like, that is a business. That's a sound business and successful business, making it 10 years. And I'm going to be figuring things out all along the way. And I hope that in my videos I don't come across as, you know, honestly knowledgeable in the space, and because I have this much experience with business. This is my first business venture, to who knows how many more, but I've just dwelled on it since, you know, starting my career, and it's like, you know, I want to do other things too. You know what I mean? And you know, 90% of businesses fail in 10 years. And the fact that you can be successful in the United States just tells me that there's opportunity out there for me. Like, why can't I hop into it? Why can't I get involved? And I love Pokemon, and collecting was a lot of fun, but at the same time, whenever I collected those the cards that I'm selling, you know where they went? They went in that binder. They went in that binder right over there, and they just sat there. I didn't display them, show them off. I had graded cards. I tried displaying them, showing them off, and there was no fulfillment in it for me. You know, because whenever I had those products, I felt like I wasn't, you know, I was just I was consuming, you know. I wasn't, and I'm not going to say that sitting here trying to resell stuff is giving back to the community or whatever, but, you know, selling is what gave me more of a meaning into Pokemon. You know, whenever I would sell something, like, that was exciting. And buying something wasn't, as exciting for me. And so that's why I kind of came to the conclusion that, maybe I'm not a collector. Maybe I just enjoy the purchase, resale, purchase and resale process. Maybe that's something that I enjoy. And it could be in anything, but like in Pokemon, it's a lot of fun. I love watching Pokemon YouTube videos. I love watching that stuff. And coming around to probably being an accidental investor in some of this, like, that's not going to be a terrible thing, and I probably will do that. But at the end of the day, I had a lot of enjoyment, like, reselling my stuff that I had bought. And so whenever I kind of, really considered what it'd be like to resell Japanese sealed product, I was like, that just seems like fun. I enjoy kind of the mindless task of packaging and things like that. And yes, it's stressful, like getting product out quickly and having good customer service, but like, that's why I'm taking it slow. Like, I'm already thinking, like, as soon as I did buy some product, I can't imagine that anybody watching these videos, because it's like literally this many this many people watching the videos, and out of those people, like, there is no chance that 20%, one person, so 20% of the people that watch my video is interested in buying. There's just no way. So, that's why I'm not super interested in trying to just jump right into it, putting down thousands of dollars to get product, because that's how many people watch these videos. And that's just going to be a waste of time and money. And I will get caught holding the bag, because is perfect order going to be a perfect set? No. People don't talk very highly of it. And everybody's like, it's going to fall flat on its face. It's going to be the first set that we have that's going to go back down, get us back down to MSRP. And they could be right, and they could be wrong. Holding the bag's not going to feel good. But at the end of the day, it's Pokemon. I didn't sink thousands of dollars. So say I do buy some perfect order to put up on my website or something. Say I do buy it, and it never sells. It doesn't sell at the current market. That's fine. I didn't spend thousands of dollars. I might have spent $200-300, And granted, that's tying up a lot of the capital in the business, as we showed in one of our recent videos, putting out how much profit we've made. But that's not like life-changing money. Once we figure out the process, start to sell, buy, resell, buy, and then it just starts to roll, and we start a little snowball going. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to start a little snowball, and right now we're hardly even a snowflake. You know what I mean? And I just have to have that kind of perspective on it. That way I don't run out of steam trying to start this. I think the best thing I did was start just creating content and doing this for a month. It's crazy. I've been doing this for a month. Crazy. Start just putting content out there after a month, and go about not buying anything yet. Just trying to sell off the collection that didn't mean hardly anything to me, and start something that could mean something to me. The cards would mean a whole lot less to me than the business side would mean to me, you know, because that's something that I built. And, you know, that's something that is worth having, something you built. And so, not that collectors didn't build something, they built a large collection, and, you know, they have substantial holdings in this product, and, you know, they're holding on to it or selling it in this market, and good for them. You know, I'm just thinking about whenever I'm 35, 36, you know, 10 years from now. Gosh, I'm about to turn 27, so that's crazy. It's going to be less than 10 years from now. I'm just thinking 10 years from now where I'd be, like if I just started collecting. And I'm here to tell you that, you know, it would be very, very, not that it'd be very slow, because I'm sitting here saying that I need to take this business slow, but there wouldn't be any thrill. It would be just like what happened last time whenever I tried collecting again. I would buy something, you know, I'd be in it, I'd buy something, and then I'm going to just sit and hold it and not do anything with it. It's just going to sit there. And yeah, that'll look cool in 10 years. Hey, I bought this 10 years ago when no one wanted it. It's like, those videos are cool. I'm not gonna lie, I watch them. And kudos to you guys who make that content. It's fun to watch. But that just wasn't thrilling to me, and not that business is gonna be thrilling, but you know, at the same time, I need to feel something whenever if I'm gonna start a business. I need to have something that I'm doing. You know, I'm just not a just buyer. I just don't just buy. You know, I wanna resell it and try to make a little bit of profit, a little bit of margin on the way, and just kind of do that process over again, and then do it over again. That just seems to pique my interest a little bit more than the collection side. And you know, then the collecting will kind of just come to me. I'm hoping. Because, you know, as a kid, I did enjoy it, and I think I'll enjoy it again one day. And this is just my idea to getting back into Pokemon, and this doesn't have to be your idea. Just let me know in the comments what you think. Is this a business worth starting? You know, have you guys thought about starting something, or are you guys just simply collecting because that's what you enjoy? You love the cards, you love sealed product. Let me know. Let me know what you guys like. And you know, it's pretty exciting, all these sets that are releasing, and you know, I know that's just how it's going to be throughout the years of being in Pokemon. It's like, it seems like one set comes out and then another one does immediately. And especially in Japanese, it's going to be like the new hot English set comes out or not, and then the next set for Japan is like right on its heels, you know. So that's going to be exciting to me, just being involved, knowing what's happening in Pokemon, and being, you know, caught up to date on what's going on in the market. That just seems so fun, and I enjoy market stuff too. So I'm learning, and I'm happy I'm doing it. You know, I'm not sitting around doing nothing, sitting on my hands. I'm doing something, and that's gonna be worth a little. Anyway, guys, my outros still suck, but knock yourself out, and we'll talk to you later.